Hello everyone, my name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute. This is not a normal segment of Preston's Ponderings. I want to share with you something that's pretty important to me, something that I feel very strongly about that I want to share with you. In September of 2009, my phone rang one day, and it was a guy by the name of Michael Loomis. I didn't really know Mike, but he said he had been reading my books and following my ministry for a good long while, and he really appreciated my ministry and my work, all of which is very much appreciated. But Mike and I began to talk about the future of the Preterist movement of covenant eschatology. And Mike asked me what I thought about radio programming. And I told him, I said, well, I have to tell you, I think it's something that really needs to be done. But up to this point, we haven't had anyone in the movement that was really knowledgeable about it, that had the capability to do it, the expertise to do it, the wherewithal to do it. I said, way back when, in the early days of the movement, some of us would get together and talk about and say, one of these days, we're going to have a Preterist radio station. But at this point, we just don't have one, and we don't have anyone with that capability. And Mike goes, I do. He told me a little bit more about himself and his background with Chuck Smith and his ministry and working in radio and media at that time. Well, I started to get a little bit excited about that, I must share with you, because I could see the potential of this. And I encouraged Mike to pursue the establishment of Preterist Radio. Many of you already know about AD70.net that came out of Mike's desire, and I would like to think my encouragement of him in that work. AD70.net is now on basically 24 hours a day and has been for 15 months. Think about that. 24 hours a day for 15 months. There has now been over 800 podcasts that have been made available to the public at absolutely no cost whatsoever. I'm glad to say that William Bell and I have our own program on there, and it is called Two Guys and a Bible. We're on every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock Central Time. And Mike tells me that we have the #1 rated program on there, which of course is great to know. But AD70.net started out as one single website, but now through your encouragement and your support and Mike's aggressive marketing has now expanded to 12 different websites, all devoted to spreading covenant eschatology. And do you know what? It's working. I got to tell you, I get so amused sometimes. I hear the detractors of covenant eschatology, the detractors of preterism say, oh, preterism is a dying movement. It'll never go anywhere. There may be one person here and another person there coming on board, but preterism is not growing. Let me tell you what. They don't know what they're talking about. Okay? Let me share something with you. This comes from, let me read this because I'm not familiar with it, but I know it's the reputable one. The web information company called Alexa reports that over the last 30 days, AD70.net, I want you to catch this, AD70.net has seen a 12,000, that's not 1,200, okay, a 12,000% increase in web traffic. Now, folks, that's pretty amazing by any stretch of the imagination. Now, you tell me whether interest in preterism is dying or not, when over the last 30 days there had been a 12,000% increase of traffic on AD70.net. No, you know, folks, preterism is not dying. Preterism is growing by leaps and bounds. And those who say it's dying are probably only expressing wishful thinking. Point of fact is, AD70.net is having a tremendous, a profound impact It is making the message of covenant eschatology available to people in an unprecedented way. And do you know what? Mike does not charge any of the teachers on AD70.net, and that includes Two Guys in the Bible, doesn't charge us one dime. Now, where else would that happen? But, you know, the bottom line is that in order to do that, Mike needs financial support. He is 2/3 of the way to being fully self-supporting. Now, I want to encourage you, if you are a regular listener to AD70.net, I want you to think about supporting Preterist Radio on a regular basis. Maybe just a one-time offering, that would help. But I tell you, I feel very, very strongly about this. Now, obviously on my own ministry, I need monthly support. That's how I'm supported. I want to encourage you to support AD70.net. This is an unprecedented time in history. The opportunities that are presenting themselves are incredible. Mike is working relentlessly, tirelessly in his efforts to improve AD70.net, to bring you and the world the message of covenant eschatology. So again, I want to encourage you to support AD70.net. Mike Loomis needs $1,000 a month in regular support for AD70.net. You know, I hear from people a lot, and they say, well, I really believe in the message of covenant eschatology, and I'm attending this futurist church. I just can't hardly take what the preacher's saying, but I still support them with my money. May I ask you why? If you are attending a congregation that is preaching a message that you do not believe is true, that you do not believe is what the Bible teaches, and you really appreciate either what Preterist Research Institute is doing, or if you appreciate what AD70.net is doing, let me encourage you to stop supporting the futurist preaching and teaching and support ministries that you know and believe are teaching the truth. If you want to support Mike Loomis, go to AD70.net. There on the website, you'll find out how to support his ministry. So again, what has begun with a simple conversation back in 2009 has grown into a marvelous ministry that is growing exponentially by leaps and bounds and literally reaching the world. Let me ask you to have a part in that growth. Help AD70, help the Preterist movement reach the world and change the world. I'm speaking from my heart here. Those of you who know me don't know that I do not ask for money very often. I only ask when it's something that I believe wholeheartedly in, something that I support with all of my heart, something that I'm a part of. So, go to AD70.net and let Mike Loomis know that you will support AD70.net on a regular basis. Doesn't matter if it's $5, $10, $20, really doesn't matter. But let's ensure that AD70.net stays on the air and continues to spread the marvelous news of God's accomplished salvation, of His love for the world, His faithfulness to His Word. I hope you'll do that. I know Mike hopes that you'll do that. Let me know, will you? I hope that you'll support AD70.net. Thank you.